So, Orzammar Proving Grounds.
It's a great day for a proving.
Indeed it is.
Your Highness, it is an honor to have you here. Have you come to watch these brave warriors do battle in your honor?
No, I've come to fight.
Your Highness, this proving is in your honor.
Then honor him by doing as he says. My Lord Idukan will fight in this proving.
All will see my glory.
Of course, it is well within your rights. Men and women of Orzammar, we have a late entry to these provings, held on the eve of battle for the honor of House Idukan. I give you the Lord Idukan himself. Are you ready for your first match?
Ready, eager, hungry.
Then let us begin! This is a glory proving, fought under the watchful eyes of the paragons of Orzammar, for the honor of House Idukan. Lord Idukan will fight Alair Bimo, youngest son of Lord Bimo.
You honor me with this match.
The honor is mine.
First warrior to fall is vanquished. Fight!
Okay. Let's see. I want to try out the riposte.
Can I get you a ladder?
Can I do this? Backstab. No.
The winner is Lord Idukan.
Excellent.
That was quite a fight. Alair Bimo is no slouch with that hammer. Are you ready for your next opponent?
Who is my next opponent?
Adal Helmi, a woman, Your Highness. She's a tenacious fighter.
I'll fight anyone.
Excellent. Let us go. This is a glory proving, fought under the watchful eyes of the paragons of Orzammar, for the honor of House Idukan. Lord Idukan will fight Adal Helmi, eldest daughter of Lady Helmi.
Honor and glory to your house, Your Highness.
There's no honor in fighting a woman. Yeah, I don't give a crap about that. And to yours.
First warrior to fall is vanquished. Fight!
Good fighter is a good fighter.
I'll get up.
Is Lord Idukan.
He wasn't too bad. A lot better than the first guy.
That was a crowd pleaser. Many were waiting to see that woman put in her place. Sir Blackstone is your next opponent. Are you ready to face him?
What can you tell me about Sir Blackstone?
One of the best of the warrior caste. He achieved glory in close combat assault in the deep roads.
I'm ready to fight.
Then let us begin! This is a glory proving, fought under the watchful eyes of the paragons of Orzammar, for the honor of House Idukan. Lord Idukan will fight Sir Blackstone, Deep Road squad leader of the warrior caste.
This is your education, child. Try to learn as you bleed.
Old men, don't frighten me.
First warrior to fall is vanquished. Fight!
I see enemies ahead! Strike at me if you dare!
He should be going down without too much of a fight.
You met your match and a good day to die! The winner is Lord Idukan.
Are there any more?
Well done. You have proven that even the best of the warrior caste cannot match a noble Idukan. Franlin Ivo is your final opponent. He too has had many victories today. Are you ready to face him, or will you rest first?
What can you tell me about Friendling Ivo?
He is a decorated fighter who prefers unusual weapons and rarely fights with the same techniques twice.
House Ivo is relatively inconsequential, but Franlin may change that. He's expected to take a full command of his own soon.
Well, let me fight this Friendling Ivo.
Very good. This is a glory proving, fought under the watchful eyes of the paragons of Orzammar, for the honor of House Idukan. It is down to just 2 warriors, with backbones of stone and wills of iron. They have defeated all others this day. Lord Idukan will fight Franlin Ivo, second son of Lord Ivo.
You fight well. I wish you glory today and glory tomorrow.
Glory is for the one who can take it.
First warrior to fall is vanquished. The victor is champion. Fight!
I'll get on.
Chief defense.
Die already! Force him on! Strike at me if you dare!
I'll get up.
That's right! Come on!
Yeah, this is one of the easier fights so far. No trouble here.
Taste steel!
The winner is Lord Idukan.
The woman we fought, the Helmi woman, was definitely the best one. I guess the style of fighting was, the two weapon style was the one that was a best match for what we tried to do.
Congratulations! Frandon Ivo is as fierce a competitor as I've ever seen. You vanquished every warrior of note in today's proving. The ceremonial helm, commissioned by your father for today's winner, is yours.
I'll wear it proudly.
Your glory honors every warrior here.
Okay, is it any good? We don't have the strength to wear it. It is fine helmet. I wonder if I should sell this. It's not an amazing helmet, it's an iron helmet after all. Might be worth some money. Anyway. They weren't a match for my prowess.
My lord?
Yeah, I'm ready to leave.
Your wish is our command.
Appears to be unconscious. No, he doesn't appear. Okay. Someone buy my crap.
My lord, you honor me, your highness.
You have the honor of buying my crap. All the daggers. It's not worth that much money that I would. Feel the need to get rid of every single piece. I'm selling the bow. I'm not going to use the bow. I'll keep the helm. There's a very good chance I can raise my strength to that level. When we get that will be our first level up. So yeah, 32 silver. If we miss that, that's not going to mean much. I'm gonna put the healing poultices here. Let's go.
My lord has returned. Is there something here that interests you? Please, look as you will.
Nothing. Let's go. There's not all that many places you can go here, and it's because the city is walled up, so you can't visit any of the interesting places. It's because the city of Orzammar is a proper place later on in the game, so what they're trying to do now is limit your access.
All right, all right.
Prevent you from getting sidetracked, and it's probably a good thing, especially with me.
Look, the Grey
My
Wardens
lord,
are here.
My
The raid
lord.
tomorrow must be more than a standard mission. The Wardens only go where the Darkspawn are the greatest threat.
Congratulations on your commission. Your mother would be proud.
Greetings, my lord Idukan. It is an honor to meet you at last.
The honor is mine, Warden. I guess I know Grey Wardens by reputation.
I have had the opportunity to recently meet with your father. He speaks highly of you. He says you may be the most skilled warrior in all of House Idukan.
There is no way about it. I am the best.
Yes, he mentioned your humble nature as well. We need more Grey Wardens like you, and quickly. Even as the Darkspawn weaken here in Orzammar, they are stirring on the surface. A blight has begun. Soon the fight must go beyond the deep roads, lest the Darkspawn threaten all the world.
I wonder if Father would allow me to join you.
Alas, I do not think he would take kindly to that suggestion. As the child of the king and heir after Lord Trion, your place is here.
I do not know much as I should about the Grey Wardens.
You know of our dedication to destroying the Darkspawn, our frontline presence during a blight. What else would you know?
What does the joining entail?
Being a Grey Warden means abandoning all ties to your old life. It means dedicating yourself to destroying the Darkspawn.
Could I join Grey Wardens and still stay in Orzammar?
I'm afraid not. Grey Wardens go where they're needed most. Right now, that is on the surface at the ruins of Ostagar, where the human king gathers his armies to face the Blight.
Are there many of my people in the Grey Wardens?
Over the centuries, many dwarves have made names for themselves in our order. These days, however, there are fewer dwarves and thus even fewer dwarven Grey Wardens. A pity, since dwarven warriors have the most experience fighting Darkspawn.
I wish I could join you.
Truly? Then I will speak to your father after tomorrow's battle. I have my doubts he will relent, but there is always hope. Until then, good luck to you. Show the Darkspawn what your people are made of.
Duncan. Like many others, Duncan gave up his family name when he joined the ranks of the Wardens, a symbolic gesture of cutting ties. You might say this was a convenience in his case, however. His mother was from Anderfels, his father from the Winter. His childhood was spent in the free marshes and Orlais. His people were everywhere and his homeland was nowhere. He was given the almost impossible task of leading the Wardens in Ferelden, a kingdom that had thrown the Order out 200 years earlier. Facing local suspicion and hostility, he set about finding recruits. Tough job for Duncan, though. Anything else? The Blight. From the letters of Paragon Educan, yeah, this is not really a description of what a blight is. It is just a letter from someone called Annika to someone called Annika. Yeah, for today we came upon the body of their main force. I cannot give words to it, Annika. I have never before seen so much death in one place. There were Darkspawn beyond counting, and the heart of the throng, a great beast, as tall as the palace of Orzammar, with breath of fire, a paragon of Darkspawn perhaps, for they seemed to pay it deference. They were leaving, marching towards the mine shafts which lead to the surface, but I knew, when I beheld them, that once they have devoured what lies above us, they will be back. You know about the Grey Wardens. It seems like how it was first formed. Yeah. Okay, there's something interesting. They met the archdemon Dumat in battle. A third of all the armies of the northern Thedas were lost to the fighting, but Dumat fell and the Darkspawn fled back underground. Even that was not the end. The Imperium once revered 7 gods: Dumat, Zazikel, Thoth, Andral, Razikael, Lusakan, and Uthamiel. 4 have risen as archdemons. The Grey Wardens have kept watch through the ages, well aware that peace is fleeting and that their war continues until the last of their dragon gods is gone. So, 4 blights before this, I guess. Or at least 3. Everyone is some kind of an old dragon god. Twisted by the blight and turns into an archdemon.
Many thanks for your willingness to hear me out, my lord. I wish to speak to you of a matter most urgent.
Can this wait until later?
Of course. I shall await your pleasure.
Danger.
You've returned. Might you have time to talk now?
What's on your mind?
First, let me congratulate you on your commission. 2 of King Endrin's children now commissioned war leaders. It does great honor to your house.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what kind of a character I am. It doesn't really matter what I choose, at least, but am I going to be a polite one or more of a get to the point type of a person? Maybe not either. You didn't stop me to exchange pleasantries.
No, I surely did not. Let us just pretend we spent another 10 minutes wishing good things on each other's houses, yes? There is a vote coming before the Assembly next week. And a word from you could go a long way towards helping our cause.
What cause?
The vote concerns the status of the so-called surface caste. Lost to the stone, air-touched, and so forth. Centuries ago, narrow-minded men declared that any dwarf who left to live on the surface forfeited his caste, and his house if noble. That he was, in essence, no longer a dwarf. I seek only to remedy an injustice, to retie the bonds of anyone who can trace himself to one of the noble houses wherever he may live. Please, agree to speak for this noble cause.
I'm not sure how I feel about this. It's not a cause I want to champion, let's put it that way. I wouldn't mind if they were treated, they wouldn't lose their caste. They're providing a valuable service to the city anyway. So the options are: is the right thing to do, what do I get in return, and dwarves who travel to the surface are no longer dwarves. I don't want to pick any of those, so we'll go with the more information. Why so interested in this particular cause?
Those on the surface are our lifeline. They facilitate trade with the surface. They're honorable and, well, let's be honest. I don't care a whit for those who have wandered from the stone. My wife, however, is a gem of a different color. She has a cousin, a useless sort, but she's quite fond of him. He joined a speculative venture to the surface, hoping to make his fortune, and went bust. Now he wishes to come home, but he cannot, for he has no house and would be casteless. For my wife's sake, I take up his cause. Will you lend me your voice?
What do I get from this?
I keep my ears to the stone, my lord. I hear many things, some of which could be a great help during your mission tomorrow. A little forewarning to help your forearming, if you know what I mean.
I don't really like to do this type of politicking. I'm also not sure how the other nobles view this issue, so I'm basically working blind here, and I don't like that. It's a terrible thing to do in a political situation. Maneuvering without knowing the consequences of your maneuvers. If things don't end up badly for me, it's because I was lucky. So I'm going to pass.
I am quite disappointed in your lack of sympathy. Good day to you.
Castes. Hierarchies of dwarven society are much more complex than our own. It is easy to gravely insult a man simply by mistaking his position. Since this can lead to unnecessary loss of life and limbs, I will attempt to mitigate the danger for my fellow travelers. Okay, the society of Orzammar is divided into nobles, warriors, smiths, artisans, miners, merchants, and servants. Now, you're undoubtedly saying to yourself, we have all those divisions among our own people. This is a dangerous misconception. Certainly, we do have nobility, artisans, merchants, and these positions are largely inherited from our parents. However, the younger children of noblemen often choose to be artisans or soldiers. The sons of merchants may join the army or become servants or apprentice themselves to a craftsman. This is all freely chosen, limited, perhaps, but the circumstances of birth by the circumstances of birth, but still chosen. What is a matter of choice for most human folk is dictated entirely by birth for dwarves. No one may become a smith who was not born to smith caste parents. A servant who marries a noblewoman will never be a noble himself, and although his daughters would be nobles, his sons would be servants. For daughters inherit the caste of their mother, while the sons inherit the caste of their father.
Congratulations on your commission. Your mother would be proud.
Mommy's proud. Okay, let's move along.
My king, please reconsider. The trade contracts alone could bring great prosperity to our houses.
Will we really turn our back on our brothers and a potential fortune in cheap labor because of a political technicality?
Denial of the traditions of our people does not qualify as a political technicality. There is more to life than monetary gains, my lords Bimo and Mino. The Assembly of Kal Sharok will respect the rule of Orzammar, or they will rot and die alone, surrounded by enemies.
Yes, my king.
But look, we have company to spare us further wrangling. Atrast Vala, my son. How fine you look in your great-grandfather's armor. I hear you were declared champion of the Provings. I suppose you were never one to sit by when something exciting was going on. Are you ready to be presented to the heads of the noble houses?
Of course, father.
So dutiful. Very well, let us begin. Lords, ladies, grant me a moment of your time. We are here today so I may present to you my second eldest child, blessed by the stone and born of the blood that ran in the veins of the Paragon Idukan. Who would pose a question to the prospective commander? Who seeks to know the prospect better? No? Very well then. The ritual is complete. I give you Orzammar's next commander. Tomorrow, our newest commander will lead part of a mission to strike a great blow to the Darkspawn. Not only does this recover access to some of our most important mines, but it also allows our honored guest Duncan, head of Ferelden's Grey Wardens, to strike far into the deep roads.
Thank you, King Endrin. While the Darkspawn seem to withdraw, it is only because they are massing on the surface. This could mean a blight, and my men and I will discover the truth.
We are honored to have you with us, my friend. Now, feast, drink, and celebrate, for the morning brings battle! As for you, my new commander, find your brother Trian and send him to me. He may be watching the Provings, or getting some rest in his rooms.
What do you want with him?
Don't question everything. Just go for the ancestors' sake.
Darkspawn. The surfacers claim that the first Darkspawn fell from heaven. There's been tales of magic and sin, but the children of the stone know better. The Darkspawn rose up out of the earth, for it was in the deep roads they first appeared. Creatures in our own likeness, armed and armored, but with no more intelligence than Tespadam, bestial and savage. At first they were few, easily hunted and slain by our warriors, but in the recesses of the deep roads, they grew in numbers and in courage. Our distant thags came under attack, and now it was an army, not a few warriors being sent to deal with the creatures. Victory still came easily though, and we thought the threat would soon be over. We were wrong.
Your father is very proud of you.
If it isn't our newest commander, congratulations, Your Highness.
Who was I supposed to get? Ah, yeah, Trian. Trian is there. Anything to loot?
All right, all right.
Trian's journal. I think we better read this entire journal. It's not just a random lore entry. Okay. Noticed Gorim running around trying to get pieces of my sibling's ceremonial armor ready for the feast. Stopped him and asked him how preparations were going. He mentioned that one of the bracers had a spot of tarnish on it. Was quite impressed at his dedication. He is most loyal to our family. Was on way to discuss the treaty with father when came across a messenger waiting in the hall. On being asked why he was loitering about the royal palace, he mumbled something about having a gift for the new commander and asked me, begged almost, to pass along some object or other to my sibling. Me, the heir to the throne of Orzammar, does not run errands for a messenger. Must have been new on the job. Had him thrown out, however, still reeling from the gall of it. Learned later that Balin had told the messenger that quickest way to get things to our sibling was through me and had made him wait until I came by. So unseemly for a prince of Orzammar to play such tricks. He needs to grow up and understand that as royalty he has responsibilities. Found Balin's little playmate again, lurking about the corridors outside his bedroom this morning. Must have been trying to steal something or already had. Bosom seemed fuller than most decent ladies, some jewels hidden in the bodice. Anyway, pretended not to see her, would have been awkward otherwise. Wish Balin would keep her confined to his room, if he must have her around. Little brother is too concerned with fun and leisure and not serious enough about his duties as prince. Must talk to him about discipline when have time. Unfortunately, much too busy with the many tasks father has laid upon my shoulders. Remember to send small token of gratitude to Jaelia Helmi. Alliance between Helmi and Edukan must be kept strong. Lady Jaelia will of course accept proposal of marriage since will be king sooner or later, but never hurts to be polite and keep the lady happy. Hear that there are some surfacers selling silks. Maybe we'll send second out for something nice. Jaelia's favorite color, turquoise. Heard about there being provings held in our siblings' honor. They did not have provings for me at my first commission, and I am the heir. What is going on? Must go watch these provings, make presence felt. Orzammar must not forget that I am to be her next king. So, little bit learned about the family, which is appreciated since they're supposed to be our siblings and I don't really know anything about them. Trian seems fairly straightforward, a little bit jealousy towards us, but Balin is a trickster, and lied to the messengers, intentionally basically got him into a huge lot of trouble for no real reason, but for his own amusement. So that's a worrisome sign. He's certainly not trustworthy. Trian, just a bit of a dick, but nothing else. Probably not more so than I am. So
So you're a commander now, in name at least. Shouldn't you be attending our King Father?
Father wants to see you, Trian.
Of course he does. We must discuss strategy before tomorrow's battle. Balin, stay here and stroke the new commander's conceit if you like. But then get to bed.
All day I've put up with that. He can really grate on the nerves.
Yeah, I agree.
And what I'm going to tell you next won't make you any more fond of him.
What are you talking about?
Trian has begun to move against you. I never thought his much-proclaimed honor would allow him to actually act on his jealousy. Big brother, Trian is going to try to kill you.
What?
I wouldn't have believed it myself if I hadn't overheard him giving orders to his men. Trian's decided you're a threat to his taking the throne. Maybe he's right.
True, Trian's a pompous ass and everyone likes me better.
It would be unusual for the Assembly to ignore the King's choice, but it does happen. The first Idukan king wasn't even part of the house's leading family. That was an extraordinary case, but at least a half-dozen times the Assembly named a lesser family member, or even someone from another house, as king. Usually, it's the popular younger brother of an undesirable prince.
So Trian thinks the Assembly would prefer me.
Look at it from his perspective. You're more personable than he's ever been. You entered the provings held in your own honor just for glory and to please the crowds. If you win glory against the Darkspawn tomorrow, it will only strengthen the case for you as the next heir. Trian Veer's father will replace him on the spot. If not, the Assembly will surely turn against him when father dies. You know his pride will never allow him to step aside.
What's your angle in this? I don't trust him at all. He's the one who has a history of screwing people over and lying. So, what's your angle?
It seems Trian has shown that brothers can't always be trusted. I am next in line. If Trian succeeds in his plot against you, how long do you think I'll live?
Here's the thing. I can't trust Balin. He has a history of being untrustworthy. 2. I don't have any kind of intelligence gathering service that I can, or network that I can rely on or verify things. So basically I'm here taking the word of a known liar in order to move against one of my brothers, the next heir to be the king. It is a very risky thing to do, to say the least. 2. We need to do something. Basically what I see is 2 options. Either Trian is trying to get rid of me, or Balin is trying to get rid of us. And In the case of Jian trying to move against me, it would make sense to try to move first. It might not work because I'm basically making last minute decisions on the day before this is supposed to happen while he's had time to prepare. So whatever happens, I'm screwed. Another option is that Jian isn't coming after us, but it's Balin doing his thing. So if I go after Jian, I'm just jumping into his trap. The problem here is if I don't do anything, I'm fudged either way. Because if Jian is ready to move, I need to do something or I'm fudged. If Balin is ready to move, I need to do something or I'm fudged. This is, no matter what's going on, doing nothing is a terrible move. On the other hand, going after Jian is insanely risky move and could get me into trouble everywhere. I don't see a good way here. Just bad choices. So what should I do?
You're the Elder. I'll follow your lead as always.
Yeah, Jian dies. If I strike at the end, will you back me? Then we wait, see what Jian does. All the options are bad. They're terrible. I'm not in a position to move against anyone. I'm myself and 1 second, basically a backup dwarf. So we're not going to ruin anyone's plan who's had time to prepare for us. And if we don't do anything, surely their plan includes that option. That they might be, because that's the same as being able to attack without the opponent being aware of your plan. So what I'm seeing is, Goring, what do you say? And then we're fudged. Well, we can roleplay in the sense that our character is just stupid. So we're fudged. We'll wait to see what Jian does. Trying to murder someone when you don't really have any real reason to go after him, that would be a wrong that I don't think I can get out of. If we wait to see what Jian does, we might have a chance, I guess. Because we would not be doing anything dishonorable. We just would need to survive the initial strike and maybe we have a chance to counter. So it's not a good choice in my opinion, but it's the best the game gives us, so we'll wait.
Very well. I'll keep my eyes open. I don't want to lose the brother I actually like.
I'm glad for your concern, Balin. I don't think he's quite that much concerned. Jian won't do anything stupid.
I hope you're right, but my heart says this will end badly. I'm taking your place as father's second, so I'll be at hand tomorrow. For now, try to get some sleep.
Let's go. You don't want to keep those lovely ladies waiting.
Trion and his men will clear the way for the Grey Wardens to descend into the easternmost caverns. Those caverns are still infested by the worst of the Darkspawn. We cannot risk our own troops in there.
Understood, Lord Haramond. We should be able to sense the Darkspawn and avoid them once the way is open.
May the Paragons favor you, and the stone catch you if you fall.
Come then! Glory awaits!
Balin, you and your men will second the king, clearing the main road.
Don't you think it looks a little Cowardly to allow these humans to take our place where the fighting is thickest?
Are you questioning the battle plan?
Of course not. I'm sure your caution is for the glory of us all.
Enough, Balin. Take your men and make ready. Paramount and I need to have words with your sibling.
Good luck, my brother.
Your father has a special mission for you.
In the eastern deep roads, there is a secret door carved into the stone.
The door leads to a thaig, abandoned long ago by your ancestors. The Darkspawn have made it impossible to reach.
My father believed that the shield of the Paragon Aidukan remains in that thaig, under the stones of the central room. Reclaim the shield, and glory will be yours.
The shield of Aidukan would be quite the find.
We've sent 2 scouts ahead to make sure the tunnels are cleared. But be careful. One of the scouts will meet you at the first crossroads you come to. The second will be further in. When you get to the door, use your signet ring to open it. Questions?
Meet the scouts, find the door, grab the shield, got it.
Very good. The crossroads where you meet the first scout will be the rendezvous point. There you can present the shield to the lords and demonstrate the strength of Aidukan.
May the ancestors watch over you, my child.
Yeah. It seems quite clear to me that Balin is clearly manipulating. That doesn't mean that Trian isn't out to get us. Anyway, I think I'll end here. We'll find out what's going on. It's not like this is a background. This is firmly on the plot railroad. There's no escaping it no matter what you do. Might able to influence things here and there, but for the most part there's only one path to take here.